Landry. Cheddar, take it away.
The Deep Burn by Jerry Landry. Cold open, interior auditorium made stage day. Bronzed beefcakes flex and curl for the crowd, unabashed in their bikini underwear. Their terraced muscles ripple at the same frequency as the banner above them, welcoming us to Mr. Galaxy 1978. A lone bodybuilder steps forward, accepting a massive trophy from a meek judge as photobulbs flash across the arena, followed by the mass shaking of Polaroid prints in unison. The crowd of bodybuilding fanboys pay no attention to the sullen Mac Bradley, 28, as he stands among the contestants, peering into his greasy orange palms at a diminutive tin-clad cup, Mr. Galaxy, first runner-up. Inside Bradley Fitness weight room at night, Max traps blast past his tank top as he pumps out preacher curls, front squats, and lat pull-downs to failure. It's like a tongue twister. In Bradley Fitness back office, an open desk drawer stocked with pills, vials, and powders. Mac plucks a vial of Dianabol and draws its creamy liquid into a syringe. Pulling his already short shorts past mid-thigh, Mac plunges the needle deep into his flesh. A clock on the wall pushes past 3 as Mac pushes out the door, passing by a bodybuilding poster with the tag, "Glory is Eternal." In Bradley Fitness aerobics area, Mac jumps rope with a scowl, pushing his RPMs past the red. In Bradley Fitness weight room, Mac boards a Spartan weight bench, clapping a cloud of chalk before heaving a barbell maxed with plates, finishing his set with a primal roar. Inside the auditorium main stage, glistening beefcakes flex on the familiar shadowy stage, and this time Mac soaks up the spotlight, his focus unparalleled, his tan flawlessly hued. Chiron, June 1979. Mac raises his mammoth arms, gritting an alpha dog smile as a judge steps up to him, dollying a massive trophy that Mac lifts off the ground with one hand. The judge turns and addresses the cheering crowd.
"You're 1979, Mr. Galaxy!"
As Mac unleashes another primal roar, hoisting the trophy to its apex, glaring upon the captive crowd as photobulbs flash and his eyes roll back into his skull. Gasps pierce the arena as Mac crumbles to the stage, his trophy shattering into 100 cheaply made pieces. Dogs bark in the distance. End cold open. Act 1, inside Bradley Fitness back office. Shoulder fat spills over the back of a tank top as a rotund man hunches over a desktop bowl of white candies. Chiron, April 1985. Adjusting his hulking back belt, the rotund man swoops in for another scoop, right as rock-hard fists pound the table.
"You're eating breath mints?"
"Sorry, Mac. Right, munchies. You know what it's like."
"Not anymore."
We reveal Mac Bradley, now 35, no longer as tan, but nearly as superhuman, taking a seat behind a desk now devoted to paperwork. The rotund man, Louis Strickland, 33, straightens the bowl along with his back belt.
"This diet you put me on, it's making me irritable."
"Nope, that's the roids Ken put you on, which also doesn't work if you're not exercising."
That's interesting."
Louis looks over his chest as he flexes it, alternating man boobs.
"What about your core?"
"What the fuck's a core?"
"You don't do any of your movements properly, and that's why you have this belly, breast, and ass of an expectant mother."
"Screw you. I'm built like a linebacker."
"You're gonna die soon."
Louis digests these words, wheels turning.
"You're just saying that."
Mac sits in wait, bracing for fallout.
"Because you believe in me. Because you want me to turn this ship around. Well, I'm going to put beef to the bench and prove you proud, Mac. You watch me."
Louis swipes a handful of mints and exits. Mac sighs and swivels to the back wall, eyeing a photo plaque of 1979 Mr. Galaxy and 8x10 of a juggernaut at his pinnacle, taken moments before disaster.
Royd Munchies. What an asshole.
Inside the Bradley Fitness front counter, a petite, mustachioed man wafts past a Formica counter, delicately presenting his gym ID, Lyle Rifkin, Exp 386. Hank Arellano, 24, runs the counter, Lacoste sleeves folded over his fratty biceps, chewing on a straw as he eyes Lyle's card with split-second scrutiny.
Enjoy your workout, Lyle.
Lyle nods and gears his gentle frame toward the weight room, entering into a world of behemoths. Inside the weight room, where nylon-coated cables piston through the air, tugging time-worn weight plates as Lyle shifts his gaze to a wavy-haired goddess, Marge Bradley, 23, bounding on a treadmill. Grunts, groans, and the relief of sets completed to failure fill this Joe Weider utopia as Lyle meets Marge's eyes for a fleeting moment and trembles. He quickly pivots to a dumbbell rack, squeezing in between bodybuilders and hoping to unseat a pair of 50-pounders. Lyle grips and strains, but the weights won't budge. He checks back to Marge and moves down to the 35-pounders. Those won't budge either. At the front counter, Louis parades up to the counter, a back belt still choking his cannonball belly. Hank happily intercepts him.
Beef City, population low.
Louis lays a flabby arm on the counter, leaning in and breathing on Hank.
Check me into scrub.
He plops his membership card on the counter. Louis Strickland, Exp 286. Hank scans the card with a meticulous eye, giving Louis the unnecessary third degree.
This ain't you.
Shut up, dweeb.
Maybe this is the person inside of you. Did you eat anyone today?
Hank smiles, gesturing with the card.
Know what? I'll let you in now, but if we don't find the man on this card within 24 hours...
Louis rips the card from Hank and treks angrily into the gym.
Fucking dickhead.
Fucking caterpillar.
In the weight room, Louis rides his rage to the dumbbell rack, spotting Lyle as he struggles with a 4-pound front raises.
Shit, they got 4-pound dumbbells now?
Meh, huh?
You actually straining? Those weights weigh less than my emptied balls. Latch onto some real iron.
Louis rips two 55-pound dumbbells from the rack, rocking out with curls with terrible form. Louis finishes his set, carelessly dropping the weight to the floor.
I think Margie looked at me.
Lyle carefully racks his weights, eyeing Marge as Louis turns to him, taunting.
Come get some.
Snapping Lyle from a Marge-induced daze.
Huh? Oh, sorry, Lou. I don't want any.
What?
You asked me to come get some, but I don't think I want any of that.
That's not what it means, dick.
Oh, what does it mean?
Louis cocks his head, searching for subtext.
You fucking with me?
Louis steps up, towering over Lyle.
Get bent, Jim, bitch.
Louis jolts his shoulders at Lyle, then tears off for the pec deck. Lyle deflates, narrowly relieved of an ass-kicking. Louis mounts the pec deck, slamming the weight pin into the bottom of the stack and powering the handles forward, his back flying off the bench with every rep. In the aerobics studio, leg warmers and spandex trim the toned calves of jazzercisers as they step the studio floor, exerting to the rhythm of their instructor, Cindy, 30s, and her big 80s hair. Up-tempo electronica comes to a crescendo as Cindy wraps up her routine.
Great work once again, ladies. Now, before we quit, I'd like to have just a second of your time.
Samantha Intero, 28, as serious as you can be in lavender leg warmers, narrows her focus on Cindy from the front of the class. An adjacent jazzerciser, Brenda, whispers out.
This is it, Sam.
Fingers crossed.
You've worked so hard for this.
I have.
You deserve this.
I hope so.
This is all you've ever wanted.
God, okay, shut the hell up, Brenda.
Cindy removes her headband, continuing to address the class.
Some of you may already know, my husband and I will be relocating to Detroit, Michigan. The city's really making a comeback.
The class ad-libs oohs and ahs.
And I will miss each and every one of you. It goes without saying that I've appreciated every moment as your appointed instructor. And now I must appoint a new instructor.
Cindy chokes up as she takes in her class one last time.
Holy fuck. I can't take it.
Brenda, don't make me unappreciate my time with you.
Sorry, Cindy.
Now, Mac and I discussed this at length, and I must say I am delighted with our choice. This guy is the best.
Guy?
And I am one sassy bitch.
Oh my God, is that Randy Sanders?
Brenda gasps as Randy Sanders, 36, a white man with a snazzy tank top and permed afro, crosses to the front of the studio. Although ostensibly not in shape, Randy is light on his feet.
Cindy, I was your second in command.
Randy expands into Sam's space, centering her in gruff tones.
How irrelevant.
Sam leans back as Randy twirls to the front, subliming back into a jubilant, effeminate man.
Okay, would you ladies like a taste?
The class minus Sam shrieks with excitement.
I call this one the Manhattan Queen. Be careful, it's experimental.
Oh my Jesus, the Manhattan Queen.
Randy shoots an arm into the air like a cowboy breaking a bronco, yawing his hips and skipping across the studio, emoting with every part of his body.
I'm a horsey. I'm a horsey. Where's my saddle? I don't have one.
The class excitedly follows Randy's lead, leaving Sam isolated in the middle as they foolishly gallop around her. In Mac's office, a thin smile cracks Mac's crisp jawline as he looks upon his Mr. Galaxy plaque with revelry. Off-screen, a man sings Bruce Springsteen's Glory Days. The man singing, Glory days in the wink of a young girl's eyes. Glory days. Max spins to find Kenneth Klein, 31, folding his aviator shades into a jean jacket that does little to hide his Herculean physique.
Those days are long gone.
Feel free to lament, bud, but I still don't see why you're pooping out on the qualifier. Again.
Because bodybuilding's a young man's game, and I'm a 35-year-old dinosaur.
You're a sleeping dragon, and who better to help you awake the beast? Ken referencing the photo, and if you look closely, there he is standing over Mac's left shoulder, the ripped runner-up.
Yeah, let's make that mistake again.
Again with the heart attack.
Pulmonary embolism.
See? It was just a pulmonary embolism. And what was that, like 10 years ago?
The plaque says 1979. 85 minus 79. That's 6 years, Ken.
6 years without anything going wrong.
Oh, and every single doctor said no. Not unless I want swift suicide.
Well, what a handy excuse. Living life riddled with what-ifs because some quack doctors hit you with the N-word.
Did you just abbreviate the word no? By using an expression unequivocally tied to another word that's exponentially more offensive?
What's even more offensive is you wasting all that potential.
Doubt it.
Man, Mac, you were an animal. You could have won an 80. You could have won an 81. Ken pulls out some pills, checks the clock, and downs them. But you gave all that up, and now you're living with the regret that nobody will remember you, and it just might haunt you forever.
I don't regret anything, actually, except maybe this conversation we're having right now.
Yeah, because that's what I walked in on. You not regretting anything from your past.
Why did you walk in here, Ken?
Louie's not racking his weights again.
That fat fuck.
Hey, you're looking a little paunchy
I am not.
and pale. Ken exits as Mac stews, picking at his spare tire.
Shut up, Ken.
Mac shakes it off and dives back into paperwork just as Sam storms in through the door.
Randy Sanders, are you shitting me?
Mac slides a VCR cassette sleeve across the desk. It features Randy in a powdered wig and a tank top titled Sweatin' It to sheet music.
That man has videos? I figured you'd be elated.
I'd be elated if you would have given your girlfriend a seat at the goddamn table. I wanted that job, Mac. You know that.
And someday it'll be yours. But this is a big step into the black for us. We've just landed the chosen one.
Mac slides across another VHS cover featuring Randy dressed as jazzercise Jesus, leading a studio of 12 disciples.
Show me one more goddamn VHS cover.
I only have the 2 videos.
Sam twists off in a huff, reaching for the door.
If you want to talk, let's talk. But no more of this getting mad at me bullshit.
Sam exits, slamming the door behind her.
Leave it open.
Mac pushes back from his desk and aligns his plaque back on the wall. He talks to it, mimicking a conversation with Sam.
Hey, what would you think if I tried getting into Mr. Galaxy again? One last hurrah? I know, Sam, you said that, and if I ever did steroids again, you'd leave me. Well, you most relied on the phrase chemical castration. But hear me out. This time, I'd be running clean. And nobody runs clean at these things. It'd be unprecedented. Imagine the publicity our gym would get. First, Randy freaking Sanders, and now this? We'd become the next goals. Maybe something more. Oh, that's so refreshing to hear. I knew you'd be just so understanding and cool about this, and that it wouldn't tear the fabric of our...
Mac opens his desk drawer, long emptied of roids and pills, his brow furrowing over a lone velvet engagement ring box.
What are we, Sam?
End of Act 1. Act 2. Bradley Fitness treadmill area. The gym runs smoothly at capacity as Lyle approaches the treadmills, a Sony Walkman clipped to his waist. He shifts his glance to Marge, still striding on a treadmill. Lyle flattens his mustache, prudently boarding a machine 3 spots away. He tweaks his foamy headphones and reaches into the Walkman's battery compartment, pulling out a pair of double A's and putting them into his pocket. He glances to Marge again, announcing his faux sincerity.
Oh, rats.
Marge keeps running, undeterred, and Lyle bends over the front of his machine, hoping to catch her peripheral.
It's Marge, right?
It is? What's up?
I'm sorry to bother you.
Marge removes her headphones, mounting her feet on the runners as Lyle approaches.
But this thing is spanking new, and I forgot to put any batteries in it this morning.
Lyle glances at her treadmill monitor. 14 miles. Jesus.
Wow, you are really dedicated. I don't think I could ever run in a straight line for that long without going anywhere.
I guess that's a compliment?
Across the gym, Louis grunts out cable flies. He spots Lyle talking to Marge and releases the handles, letting the cables whip back into the housing.
The fuck you do, gym bitch?
Louis hulks out the gym, heading for the front counter.
I threw the cheese platter out this morning. Why are you back there?
No time. Louis shushes Hank, puts a PA mic to his lips. In Bradley Fitness treadmill area, Lyle stumbles through small talk as Marge hears him out.
Lyle Rifkin, please come to the front counter. Your mom is here and she has your diarrhea medicine.
A couple laughs leak over the PA. At the front counter, Hank giggles as he grabs the mic. In the treadmill area, Marge stares up at the loudspeaker as Lyle stands by, mortified.
Lyle, this is your dad. I'm standing next to your mother. Well, you're gonna crap your drawers soon. I worry about my little tiger.
More giggles crackle through the PA as Marge turns to Lyle.
I think I have some double A's in my locker.
Lyle remains defeated until Marge puts her hand on his shoulder.
You want to meet me in the lobby?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Marge heads toward the exit as Lyle stands back, frozen in awe. She stops, calling back to him.
I'm not going to take that long.
Lyle shakes his head and jogs up to Marge, exiting with her, side by side. At the front counter, Marge moves past and Lyle hangs back by the counter, where Louis stands steaming as Hank playfully pats him on the back.
Look at you, Lyle style.
Lyle sheepishly smiles, trying not to throw up.
When she comes out, get her number.
Outside Bradley Fitness, Samantha sits on the front steps, dragging on a cigarette.
Put that out.
Samantha checks over her shoulder, disgusted to find Randy.
Please don't order me around. Not out here.
Randy rips away the cig, stomping it out with his high tops.
My house was built on jazzercise, and I am the head of the household, and you are under my roof.
It's like you're actively trying to be the biggest problem in my life right now.
Oh, so someone shows you that they have a backbone and you immediately lose yours?
Apparently.
What are you, a goddamn panda, laying around sucking on bamboo and bowing to extinction unless someone else takes care of you?
Jesus. Can't I just be sad for 1 second? Does everything in your world have to be so fucking bubbly?
Sure. Happy, pissed, depressed, whatever. You can't always control that, but you can always oversee your effort. And right now, your effort is shitty.
Sam lights another cigarette, and Randy slaps it away.
Hey, screw you. This is how I cope. So let me cope.
Wow. Well, I envy your character. I really do.
Are you done patronizing me?
Not until you learn how to ask for help. You think I built my empire being so rigid and reclusive?
Your empire?
Samantha looks ahead as a camera crew moves up the steps.
Right this way, boys.
At the front counter, Louis and Hank stand behind the counter across from Lyle, awaiting Marge's return.
Dweeb's too chicken shit.
It's just butterflies because he wants the flower.
Hank rubs Lyle's shoulders, trying to motivate him.
Just let go and let Lyle.
I know he won't step up to the plate because he doesn't want it bad enough.
Louis lifts a hefty leg over the counter, half door.
I'm going to tell this story at our wedding.
Louis clears the door, unbuckling his back belt. He pulls down his mesh shorts, aims, and pisses on Lyle, dousing his t-shirt and dolphin shorts, spraying his striped tube socks.
Fucking Christ, Lou.
Lyle twists away from the stream, but Louis' aim remains dead-eye.
What are you going to do, Lyle? Tell her I peed on you? She'll think you're crazy.
Lyle borders on tears as he steps away in his soiled clothes.
Good luck getting that number drenched in cloudy piss.
Oh, God. Get bent, Louis.
Can't you see that I already am bent, Lyle?
Ugh, why does it have to smell like oatmeal?
Lyle pulls up his shorts, wiping his hands as he sidesteps back to the counter.
Right in under the wire.
Randy and the camera crew file through, heading into the fitness center as Sam lags behind. She stops for a moment to assess the counter situation.
One of you needs to switch from taking baths to taking showers.
Sam enters the gym as Lyle glances toward the women's locker room, then bolts for the men's.
Run away, you little gym bitch.
You are one gritty piece of shit.
The girl really has a hold on me.
Neither of you have a shot at Mac's sister, but I desperately hope this rivalry continues. Hi, Marge.
Louis pops up, pleasantly surprised to see Marge.
Hey, Margie.
Sorry, had to use the bathroom.
Properly.
Where's Lyle?
Oh, he had to go and see his mom, I think. You must have had your Walkman on when it was on the PA.
Marge hands the batteries to Hank.
Can you make sure he gets these? Thanks. And Lou, I didn't have my Walkman on when you tried to humiliate Lyle like a juvenile little bitch. But I do now.
Marge puts her headphones on and struts back into the gym.
Yep, too late to turn back now. She wants me.
No, she doesn't. You are hideous throughout.
Louis reaches into his mesh shorts, pulls out a wallet, and opens it. He hands Hank an old picture.
Holy shit. You carry your wallet with you in the gym?
It's a billfold, and that is my ex-wife.
Okay, she is not bad, but wow, Lou, you were still really fucking fat.
Didn't matter. I still got the girl. Because unlike my urine-soaked adversary, I know how to play the game.
Uh-huh. So, was it game over when your wife left you?
She left live, ovarian cancer.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe I need someone just a little more than Lyle.
So much that you're willing to pee on another man outside the bedroom.
In Mac's office, Mac's door slowly wriggles open as Lyle squeaks into the office, draped in a black trash bag.
Hey, Mac.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
I want to talk to you about something.
What's with the hefty?
Oh, that. Well, actually, it's a Glad.
You've always been different, Lyle.
I know, and I'm sick of it. I want to make some changes.
Mac sits back and nods, giving Lyle his full attention.
I want to start taking anabolic steroids.
End of Act 2. Act 3, Bradley Fitness Aerobic Studio. An up-tempo 80s mainstay pumps from the speakers as Randy prances across the floor, leaping and landing on his side, posing like a senior photo as the camera crew captures it all. Randy scissors his leg, chirping commands into his headset.
That's it. 5 and 4, and let's torch that tushy.
Samantha looks on from off-camera as Randy leaps to his feet, gently opening his arms as he exhales to the ceiling.
And 3 and 2 and 1. And you did it. Great job, everyone.
The red light on the camera flicks off as Randy removes his headset. He crosses to the lead cameraman and retrieves a fresh cassette from his shoulder-mounted camera.
And great job, crew. Thank you all again so very much.
Randy pulls a sweaty stack of 20s from his shorts, handing it to the boom mic guy. The crew exits as Sam approaches Randy.
The film crew accompany you often?
They help me see what my audience sees.
Randy disappears into a back closet, emerging seconds later with an AV cart. He wheels the plugged-in cart against a wall and pops the cassette into the VCR, pressing rewind.
Let's just get to channel 3 here and...
A blue screen yields to parallel bars of TV snow. Randy adjusts the tracking and pulls a clipboard off the cart.
Now you may criticize. Seriously. Really nail me to the cross.
Really? Are you sure?
No, I changed my mind because I'm just a weak little weenie who can't afford to harm his dainty little ego.
Fine, it's your perm. I've hated it since I first saw you. It's dry, flaky, and dull.
Bullshit. I use Paul Mitchell.
But what do you condition it with?
Samantha palpates Randy's afro, rubbing her fingers together.
Do you see this friction?
Samantha points to the TV.
And that lack of sheen?
Oh no! You're right, dear Jesus!
It's okay, totally an easy fix. In 2 days, your hair will be lush.
But
But
if my hair comes across as too shiny, too pretty, won't people start to think I'm like, gay?
start thinking?
Randy tenses, resharpening his edge.
Wait, did you assume that I was a homosexual?
I didn't think it was much of an assumption.
Sorry, but I like girls, Sam, and that's why I do this. I'm in it for all the hot, sexy, top-heavy babes.
It's okay to be gay, Randy.
Really? It's okay? Reagan thinks I gave everyone AIDS.
Look, I get it.
No, you don't. Even if I were gay, do you have any idea what happens to someone who comes out?
Their friends support them?
Their friends leave them. Forget what they say. It's what people do that hurt. People who have no idea who the hell you even are suddenly condemn you. I can act as free as a fairy, but once I'm out as gay, once it's made public, I'd be off those video store shelves in a second.
You've been battling this for a long time.
I've been battling to build my brand. That's a war I can win.
Randy returns to the video, critiquing with cold analysis. In Mac's office, Mac sits back in his chair while Lyle leans forward in his, a therapy session fostered across the desk.
Sam and I are doing well, Lyle, because this is what we should be talking about, because those are the questions you should be asking.
Sam is a great gal, but I bet she wouldn't be with you if you weren't such a beef castle.
Lyle, I was born with this frame, and steroids have acted only in tearing it down.
I would kill for just one of your forearms. Look at those veins.
My balls are tiny, Lyle. You want tiny, perhaps comical balls?
It can't all be roses.
If you saw how small and funny they were, would that convince you to not take steroids? Shit, I'm not even sure I can find them.
Louis already showed me his dick.
My liver hurts chronically. You know the liver's the biggest internal organ in the human body? Well, mine hurts like unforgiving hell. And every stinging bout of severe pain makes me think, this is it, Mac. It's all over. Even though I stopped taking roids in the 70s.
Well, my heart hurts for being such a gym bitch.
You're not a gym bitch.
No, Louis right. I'm just a chicken shit dweeb that everyone pisses on. But those days are ending, Mac, because I'm getting steroids from someone. If not you, then definitely from Ken.
Lyle, listen to me. Juicing is not the answer. Do you even know what Ken's really like?
In apartment bedroom at night, a dimly lit bedroom sits in disarray, cluttered with dirty clothes and spent cocaine trails. Ken sits naked and alone on his bed, priming a needle. He guides the needle deep into his brawny thigh. That's it. Yes. He plucks the needle out and discards it into a trash can filled with syringes. Ken stands in front of a full-length mirror, flexing and growing euphoric at the sight of himself. Fuck yeah, Ken Klein. Fuck yeah. His frenzy swells as he locks eyes with the man in the mirror. Reaching down, he caresses his genitals, rubbing slow at first, then spiking the intensity. That's it. Yeah, take it. Take it. Let's get fucking hard. Ken pumps harder, faster, but then looks down and stops. No. Why? God damn it. Why? God damn it. Ken slumps before lashing out to the mirror, pummeling it with his fists, sending shards of glass across the room. He breathes fast and full, bending over to pick up a sickle-shaped shard with his bloodied hand. Holding it to his neck, about to swipe. Resume Lyle and Mac.
How do you know he pleasures himself in front of a mirror?
Well, he's so goddamn vain, I just connected the dots. But that's not the point. The point, Lyle, is, and this never leaves the room is that the suicide attempts were real. He told me. He told me while he cried on my shoulder, uncontrollably.
My goodness.
Don't go down that road, Lyle. Learn from our mistakes, okay? If you have to, just take a protein powder, chocolate, maybe vanilla, but never strawberry.
Wow, maybe I just needed to vent. Thanks for being here to listen, Mac.
Anytime, buddy. But seriously, my door is always open. Well, at least figuratively.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna get out of this trash bag.
That's a good idea.
And I'm sorry about the Sam comment. I was just blowing off steam. She'd be by your side even if you were in a beef castle.
Thank you, Lyle.
Lyle exits as Mac swivels back in his chair.
Sam and Taro.
Mac looks upon that old photo plaque once again, basking under it until he looks upon an even older artifact, a bodybuilding poster with the tag, "Glory is eternal."
Sam Bradley. Samantha Bradley. Samantha Intero Bradley.
Mac bends down and pulls open his desk drawer to find the engagement ring box, just as a faded vial of Diana Ball rolls in from the back and abuts it. Mac peers upon the box and the bottle, taking a quiet moment to contrast, before swiping the ring box and pushing out the door. In the jewelry store, the glass door to a jewelry store pushes open, the chime startling Mac as he stands behind a display case, waiting on a male jeweler. The jeweler, 50s, appraises Mac's ring behind the large tinted glasses.
Should be able to resize this, no problem.
Oh, great. I've been putting this off almost a little too long.
In Bradley Fitness, just outside Mac's office, Sam walks up to the door jamb, putting her back against the wall as she gives the frame a gentle knock.
Hey, Mac, I just wanted to come by and say that I was totally out of...
In Mac's office, Sam peeks around the corner, but Mac is gone.
Mac?
She looks to his desk, amused by its clutter. Sam approaches the front of the desk and begins sorting papers. She places the Randy Sanders VHS cassettes carefully back in their sleeves and rearranges the candy bowl, shaking her head and smiling as she tidies Mac's busy desk. She moves around the desk to grab a few loose items, bumping into the open drawer. Looking down, Sam's smile dies as she spots the vial of Diana Ball. Title: The Deep Burn. End pilot. Woo! Why am I clapping with one hand? Not on push to talk.
Because you're on push and speaker. Awesome. Great job, you guys. That was fun. Thanks again, Jerry Landry, for submitting The Deep Burn. I thought it was a fun read, and I thought there were some really good jokes in there, which I tried to mention in the chat. I thought you did a really good job of setting up characters that have wants and things that we want to root for in a very short amount of time. Kind of got the feel like maybe it's like The Office, but set at an 80s, bodybuilding gym situation. But let's go to some smarter people now and get their thoughts, starting with Kat.
I'm sorry, you said smarter people? So
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
sat back
smarter.
and thought, well, that's not me, so it'll be a while before I... well, first of all, thank you so much for submitting. It was a fun read. It was paced quite quickly. It kind of went really fast. I mean, we got through it in like 45 minutes, which is pretty good. Yeah, none of us are smarter people, Smish. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't write many things down. Obviously, we already mentioned the whole character names need to be consistent thing in the chat. Like I couldn't find Samantha anywhere in the script when I was like reading it the other day, and then I realized after too long that it was Sam, which just goes to show that I am not a smart person. I really like the video gags. I like enough to write it down when he's showing him the video covers, and it's like I just love the gags that you picked out for that with the whole Jesus size and the sheet music thing. Great, excellent. It seems like such a funny escalation of that kind of ridiculousness of exercise tapes. I agree with Smish that you did a good job of setting up characters, but I feel like a couple of the characters, like Louis especially, are a little bit over stereotypical, I guess. Like he's a stereotypical like bro guys, like complete asshole. I don't know, I feel like just something about his character felt a bit old hat, I guess. Like we've seen this guy before a million times. But Sam's character was quite fun. I enjoyed playing it. And I think Hank was pretty cool as well. So yeah, I liked some of your characters. Enjoyed the read. Thank you so much for submitting again, and pass back to Smish.
Woohoo! Good feedback, Kat. Moving on now to Erica. What were your thoughts on the script?
Hi, thanks to Jerry for letting us read this. I'm going to just give notes on the two characters that I read for. I'm going to start with Brenda since she had the lesser line count from the other character. She was only in the like 2 scenes that I can recall, and I felt like maybe I always look at a script when I'm reading one in terms of would it be better or worse, or would anything change if the character didn't exist? And so I feel like while she's annoying in that first scene sitting next to Sam, I felt like anyone could have filled that role, so I'm not even sure if you really needed her there. I mean, that could have been a scene that probably could have been done with almost like an internal monologue with Sam having with herself about, oh my God, this is it. I've been waiting for this my whole life, and she could have internalized that monologue without even needing the character of Brenda there. So I don't know if maybe, if she's going to come up later in other episodes, or if that's the idea. But that's the feel that I got for that character. And in terms of Lyle, I loved his character. However, the end when he's sitting down with Mac, and Mac kind of talks him out of doing the steroids, I actually felt like it should have gone the other way, because, all the things that Louis does to Lyle, I was expecting a sort of a cliffhanger approach where, Lyle was going to leave his office determined to do whatever it took to get the girl. And instead it was kind of like, oh, okay, steroids are shitty, so I'm just gonna go and take powders now. And it was just like kind of a bit of a letdown for me. I expected him to be, I mean, the guy pissed on him, for heaven's sakes. Like I expected a bit more of a reaction than, okay, you're right, yeah, they're shitty, I'm not gonna do them. I think it would have been a bit better if Lyle had hints of him getting a backbone for later on, because it felt to me like he was still taking this seat of, well, I'm just this, lesser dude, and I'm just not good enough, and I'm just gonna let it go or something like that. But otherwise, I really loved it. It was really hilarious. I liked the joking with it, and it was a really good read.
Cool. Thanks, Erica. Moving on now to Hot Puns Jukebox. What were your thoughts on the script?
I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to do the same thing and just kind of talk about the characters that I read for. Mac seems like a really good fleshed out character, and I like the cold open, how it sets up this kind of like dream that he used to have, and how low, quote unquote, he has fallen after he has a pulmonary embolism. And I think that Randy's character is also, it's a good just like way out there kind of guy, and I enjoyed playing him. That moment where he kind of comes to terms with Sam, I believe, and talking about his homosexuality, I feel like it's good to talk about those things, but I'm not sure if the turn that it took in that specific scene was as smooth as it could be. It could also just be my portrayal on that, but definitely that might be needing a little bit more smoothing out. But his other stuff with his character was great overall, and like I said, Mac is really fleshed out, and I really like his character, and he's a good staple to be like the main person for this whole gym, and he's kind of got the straight and narrow kind of path. Also, thanks for letting us read. I should have started out with that, but I'm a jerk, IRL, so there's that.
You jerk. Your compliments mean nothing now. Thank you, Hot Puns. And actually, that reminded me of something else I wanted to say. And it was about when Randy admitted to being gay. I thought he admitted it like super easily and fast. And it would have been more interesting if he denied it to Sam. And that was something that, the audience probably knows, like it's obvious that he's gay, but I just thought it'd be more interesting if he kept that a secret, and to see how that could have been a storyline throughout the season. But I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I felt like, oh, that was unsatisfying. Moving on now to Ozymandias Parlow. What are your thoughts on the script?
Well, first of all, I'd like to apologize on behalf of Jukebox for his woeful neglecting of saying thank you for letting us read the script. Thank you for submitting it. It was really lovely. I have one or two things. First of all, I have no idea what any kind of exercise is. So a lot of the references just went right over my head. I had no idea what was going on half the time. It's like jump rope. I don't know what that even is. I'm sure that it's fine for people who, are familiar with gyms. Oh, I've been to gyms. I don't know what anything's called. So in that respect, I don't know, maybe if it needs to be made a little bit more obvious as to what things are. Like, it's like, its traps are sticking out. I think I've worked out that you mean trapezoids muscles, but I don't really know. And so there's an awful lot of jargon in there, and it's like very specific, like exercise jargon. So it's that kind of thing. Yeah, I know what skipping rope is and like jump rope. I was making a joke saying I don't know what jumping is. Okay. I'm just reading the thing. Okay, thanks, Mish. Thank you for your inputs. The other thing is, I agree with what people have said. I certainly think that Louis is pretty two-dimensional, and I feel like there was a sudden jump in tone between him just being a little bit of an arsehole, and then suddenly him pissing on a guy, and then telling someone how he deserved his woman more because his ex-wife died. His wife died of ovarian cancer. I felt like that was a sudden, very bleak turn, and I feel like I've seen comedy where that kind of thing like comes up in it, but it did feel like a jump in tone. So if you're gonna have something as gross out as a guy peeing on another guy, I think you've got to kind of escalate up to that point rather than have it just suddenly come out of the blue, because it felt to me like it was a bit out of the blue. Also, I think there was a typo on, I can't remember the page number, but it was the one where Cindy is just handing over to Randy, and Brenda's name is down as Brina. I don't know if you noticed that already.
My name was Sack.
Right, cool. Well done. So yes, but yes, thank you very much, and thanks for letting us read. It made me laugh, so that was good. Thank you.
All right, good job, Paul. And moving on now to Cheddar. What were your thoughts on the script?
First of all, thank you for submitting your script. It was a fun read. I only have really a couple notes, and one of them, Paul basically said about the jargon. I just, as the narrator, especially, it was kind of just weird for me sometimes because I don't know these gym terms, and like you're talking about a specific piece of equipment And I'm like, oh, and he steps over to the, the lateral panometer thingamajig, and I'm just reading it like, huh? So, maybe just using slightly more generic terms, dumbing it down a bit for people who aren't in the know about gyms would be good. But, I liked the prose and the action lines. There was some really evocative stuff there that really made you could really picture how these characters, especially like Lyle and what was his name, Randy, especially like just about the way they moved around and stuff. Like Lyle, I think, wafts across the room. It was really, really great stuff. The only other note I had was that bit about the N-word, which is really funny, but I just don't know if they used the N-word, if anyone said that in the 80s. I'm just not sure. I feel like that's a more recent thing. But yeah, that's about it. Really, really good script, funny stuff. Had a good time.
Nice. Thanks, Ched. Cool. So that is the end of part 1 of today's show. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Only 5 minutes, table readers. Okay?
5